The new Quick Quote feature will allow the user to create a quote without PartsWatch checking the available quantity as each item is added to the quote, thus avoiding some additional steps that would normally occur. For example, the insufficient quantity window will not display during Quick Quote mode. Let's have a look. The first step in using Quick Quotes is to set your Quick Quote option up. This is in the Controls, Store, Invoice Options screen, Standard tab. The drop-down Quick Quote has three choices: always, never, and prompt. The default value is never, so if you don't set this prompt, you won't be using Quick Quotes. When the option is set to always, then without displaying any prompts, Quick Quote mode will be enabled at point of sale when starting a new invoice. If it's set to prompt, the user will get a prompt to enable Quick Quote mode at POS or not when starting a sales order. So let's leave it set to always and show you how that looks at point of sale. Here I've started an invoice and entered a part number, and as you can see, the quantity on hand is 0. Normally, if I enter a sell quantity greater than the quantity on hand, I would receive the insufficient quantity pop-up. But let's see what happens here. As you can see, it simply put the part on my order. I didn't get a pop-up because my Quick Quotes option is set to always. Now I'm going to enter another part on the sales order, 2087, and we see again I have a quantity on hand of 0. I'm able to quote my customer a price, and again we're going to sell a quantity of 4. And as we'll see, once again, I don't get a pop-up. Now let's go back to Controls, Store, Invoice Options and try it with Quick Quote set to prompt. Now when I start a quote, a new prompt appears. It's asking me, do I want to start a quote or a sales order? If I select quote, we'll be in the quote mode that I was in automatically using the previous setups. So I'm going to go ahead and enter a part number again. And as we can see again, my quantity on hand is 0, and I'm going to put a sell quantity of 4, and it won't give me any additional prompts. It's just going to put that on the ticket, and I can use this to quote the customer. And we'll go ahead and add another part. Again, same deal, no quantity in hand, sell quantity of 4, and it just puts it on the ticket. With the Quick Quote option set to prompt, each time I start a new sales order, I will be prompted. Now let's return to our invoice with the two part numbers we previously entered and talk about some scenarios of what could happen next. Remember that with Quick Quotes, the system does not check available stock when items are first entered. But the stock does have to be checked at some point. So if the user clicks reserve or attempts to finalize an invoice that was done in Quick Quote mode and the items are in stock, the reserve of stock will happen or the invoice will simply print. But if there are items with insufficient stock, such as in our case with these two items here, a prompt to access sourcing will display. If the user clicks yes, the advanced sourcing screen will display, showing available stock at various sources. Please see our video on sourcing multiple parts from a Quick Quote for more information on how to get parts from a source into your store to sell to a customer.